welcome back. So let me see. I need to come up with a legacy, I believe. Um,
Yeah.
and I think my legacy is going to be uh, uh, sort of a different direction than we've been going. Uh, uh, oh, I should spell that correctly. There we go. So, since we didn't want uh, black and white morality, the legacy of this uh, vicious and unprovoked attack by humanity is that vigilance is going to reach out, or it could be more complicated than that. It could be a trick, but
Fair enough. No, I mean, I imagine it sounds like vigilance to, like, these humans are not happy with our reign. What do we do to solve this problem?
yes. And let me see. So I can create an event or narrated scene in connection with the legacy, correct?
Yep, either one of those.
Okay.
I mean, we could do a played out scene. We're getting more towards the end of the thing, and
well, specifically for Legacy, it's a narrated scene and not a played out scene.
yeah, I understand, like, rules wise, but I mean, like, I would also personally be fine with giving Brad a scene instead of a narrated one.
It's totally fine. Let's go with again within the rebellion, I think. Um, uh, and it'll be oops. To be the other font, and then vigilance dissenters try to negotiate peace via that doesn't fit. So I'm gonna have to fiddle with the formatting. But there you go. Vigilance dissenters try to negotiate peace via Isabel and Drake.
Oh.
Apparently, they're still alive.
Yes, they are.
Of course, this may cause them to no longer be alive, but as of there,
Sort of 30 now.
Could be, yeah.
I mean, it might have only been like 14 at the time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we haven't we haven't necessarily worked out exactly how long has transpired between the beginning of the invasion and the rebellion. Um, but perhaps we'll find that out, or perhaps not, during the next focus. Kelsa!
I like leaving it nebulous. Hmm. I think our focus will be I want to actually see some of this magic being used. Like the focus is going to be magic. Um and where do I want to start? I think this is going to be under alien regulated society.
All right.
And I'm going to do a nested event and scene. The event, I think it takes place after new technology replaces outdated human tech.
Okay.
And um I'm thinking of like maybe telekinetic bracelets are all the rage, like bracelets that give you TK is like a new popular trend. And the question I want to ask for the scene is what events transpired to force government regulation of TK availability? It's a pretty loaded question, but
Perfect.
It's perfect. I have some great ideas for this.
Okay, so that was what events transpired.
and I think we're gonna have this scene be like
That was okay. What events transpired to force government regulation of
yeah.
telekinetic bracelet? Okay.
What is government at that point, since it's
I figured
aliens?
probably the vigilance because it's the aliens that have taken over. But I mean, what does it really matter? It's just the man, right?
Yeah. Doesn't matter who is stepping on everyone's neck over and over again throughout history. Somebody's doing it.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, I mean, who cares what they look like or like?
Not important. So, I think this is taking place in like, um, it's like the middle of the afternoon at like a sandwich shop during like lunch rush. And I'm not gonna make any restrictions or proscriptions for this scene. You guys go ham.
Oh, and is our telekinetic bracelets being the rage? Is that a dark or light thing?
It's a light event, I think.
Okay. Unless you ask vigilance. They don't seem to agree.
Well, I mean, there's some reasons that there were some dark times, maybe. Maybe not though. See how it goes.
Maybe
We'll
they
never know.
just are highly offended by telekinetic food fights. That's all it was. Okay, sandwich shop. And you said no particular characters. Uh, is that what I heard?
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Repeat
sandwich
that.
shop, but you're no required characters. Any banned ones?
Correct. No banned or required characters, just whatever. You have an idea, I'd like to see it.
I
Okay.
have an idea.
Huh?
If you unless you have an
Well,
idea,
you're
like
first
I have an
picked,
idea.
so
Oh, I am. Okay, cool.
yeah.
So I would like to play Vanessa, the reporter, um, who happens to have her coffee break here. She wasn't previously big, but once she brings this story, because she's gonna flavor it in a certain way. She's gonna make it really, really big and like this, how whatever how the vigilance responded to this was really bad according to her, and this is gonna then creates a bit of a feeding ground for the rebellion as a next period.
Mm.
So she's just gonna be there, be present, maybe be one of the people using, like she's probably using a bracelet, but she may or may not be one of the people involved in the event.
All right, Brad, what about you?
Uh, I think I'd like to play Isabel for this. Uh,
All right.
and
Remember, she has to survive.
yes, yes. Uh, and I think that she is uh, showing up at this local sandwich shop, uh, partly to get food, but partly as like sort of a scheduled photo op, um, as part of her part of a tour that she's doing. Like uh, it is a big media thing.
Explains why I'm there.
Like the anyway, the tour as a whole is a big media thing. Stopping at the sandwich shop probably wasn't planned to be a big media thing. Just a stop along the way. But who knows what may
You've
unfold?
probably been following her around, right?
Sure.
So I probably ambush Isabel, the shop, ask her questions about how she feels. How she feels about the new TK bracelet.
And you know what? Just to keep up the theme, I'll go ahead and play time.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys. So you're ambushing Isabel for a interview here.
Yeah, definitely. Hey,
Okay.
hey, you're Isabel, right? What a surprise!
It was on the schedule. How can I help
So
you?
they yeah, it would be great if you could just for a moment like tell me what your opinion on TK bracelets. I'll have what she has, by the way.
Well, uh, of course, uh, they're certainly fun, and they are a great boon to construction, uh, given the setbacks that uh, we've encountered during occupation. Um, but of course, there's the possibility of danger here of them being misused. But I think that has been uh, grossly that potential has been grossly overreported.
So you say that bracelets can have dangerous effects. Could you elaborate on that?
No, that wasn't really what I was saying. Uh, what I was saying is very well. If you want to talk about hypotheticals, uh, hypothetically, they could be the key to.
Around this time, interrupting this important interview question, like a tray of food and coffee float in and land neatly on the table in front of the reporter who had ordered. Because obviously Isabel already had her lunch.
I mean, she doesn't touch her food. She just ignores the fact that it exists. She was ordering the same as Isabel probably to figure out what Isabel had eaten.
Right. I'm just saying though, it like comes in at a very inopportune time, and it flies in by use of a TK bracelet from the staff.
Hypothetically, they could mean that hundreds of thousands of people who would otherwise be out in the cold will have a place to stay tonight.
I'm sorry. Was that meant to confuse her? Because it confused me.
Oh, sorry. You were asking about the hypothetical downsides, and she just addressed the upsides, like totally kind of dodging the question.
Okay, cool. A worthy opponent, hey? Okay, so let's see. Yes, I see. So, yeah, could you demonstrate? I see you're wearing a bracelet. Could you demonstrate it to the viewers? How how easy it is to use, or?
Of course. And she, picks up a French fry, dips it in her vinegar, and it is. Oh, it's a thing.
I know that.
Oh, that's a thing.
I know that is a whole thing. Like,
I don't like it personally, but it's definitely a thing.
Go on. She dips it in her vinegar.
Yeah. You have to be having like breaded fish at the same time, so it's not something that I've done in years, but I remember liking those together. So she dips it and brings it up like she's going to eat it, but then puts it down because she doesn't want to be eating while being interviewed and possibly on camera.
I see. Fascinating. So, I don't really have any ideas like where this is going. I keep asking random questions.
Imagine the implications for farming. Yes, this was just a single French fry, but when properly attuned and configured, and she fiddles with the bracelet for a sec, and then she picks up 5 French fries, has them all go through the dipping motion, even if they don't all fit in the vinegar at the same time, and then lifts them up in demonstration.
I see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The brilliance of Isabel and the numerous applications of the TK.
I think this actually answers the question. Like, I think actually, like, the vigilance sees like this application that would allow humanity to like get like an opportunity to get out from under their thumb by becoming more efficient and self-sufficient, and that is what forces the regulations on the bracelets.
Cool.
And it makes it a very dark event.
I mean, yeah, but that's totally cool because that fits like that ties everything very neatly together. Because people are like, why, you just want to have us, you don't want to make us better. Like there's this, maybe at some point people believe like, okay, we're getting TK bracelets. There's some good things about this. There's no interhuman wars anymore because the aliens are regulating all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point, like, okay, so they just want to keep us. They want to keep our freedom away from us. They don't just want to help us, and that sprouted some seeds for a rebellion.
Totally. Cool. Yeah.
And perhaps it was planned to be like a further disruptive technology. But yeah, people are just seeing the positive applications by and large. There's been enough war. There's tired of it, of conflict.
Cool.
So is that me next for for adding something?
Yes.
Well, let me see. I think. Well,
That's the hardest thing about Microscope. Like when you have an idea and then you need to wait all the way until it's your turn. You're like,
right.
This is such a great idea. I want to do this, but then obviously you need to also like look at what others did and influence that. But it's so easy to forget that and be like, oh my god, I have this great idea. I'm gonna make it happen.
Okay, so we don't know how the rebellion ended. Like we don't know the outcome of it.
Well, I mean, we know that there was a possible for peace negotiations.
Yes.
We have an idea for that as well.
Okay. Well, I will hopefully won't tremble on it in the process of whatever I'm doing, which I haven't completely narrowed down. But I think during this mainstream adoption, let's make this an event rather than a scene. I think that uh,
Nobody knows what you're writing.
Yeah, sorry. High-level bonded prodigies outside of humanity control visible. Figures in both humanity and vigilance unpredictably. And okay. Okay, so that is my event.
Interesting. I would like to create an event in the ending period. Let's say before all other events.
Okay.
And my event will be basically, you know, the turning point between the rebellion and the ending period, which is.
Oh, and I forgot to mention. Let me see. So we already marked that that last scene was dark. I think I missed marking whether or not the dissenters negotiating was positive or negative. I'm going to mark that as positive. And this this unpredictable control thing. I'm gonna call it light.
Cool.
Okay. Now, let me move this all down.
Create a dark event. This dark event is that it sounds very positive, but it's very dark. It's negotiation leads to greater freedom in the use and production of artifacts by humans. For humans. Basically, my suggestion is that the outcome of these peace negotiations with Isabel and Drake leads to the vigilance doing some concessions and saying, okay, you're allowed to produce your own magic and you have greater freedom. And while that seems like a great victory and it definitely does end the rebellion, it's dark because eventually, you know, while it is inevitable, because, you know, without it, they might not be able to control humanity, it is, you know, eventually it will lead to, you know, more of the flaws of humanity reigning.
All right. Bam. And Kelsa, you have a double, and that'll, I guess that'll take us out.
Double.
Yeah.
I mean,
you have the last.
There'd be one more legacy.
There would be one more legacy.
And then we're done. I'm gonna do something odd. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna create a period between the rebellion and the mainstream adoption of magical artifacts.
Okay.
We never really determined how the rebellion turned out.
Well, I kind of try to determine that through negotiation leads to greater freedom, but that also has kind of a freedom where you can say, hey, it doesn't have to be that negotiation, it could be another one.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
but yeah, there's definitely room to go into more detail. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Go.
And so the period is going to be humanity's resurgence.
This resurgence?
And not humanity with a capital H, the
This resurgence.
They're coming back into dominance.
Okay.
And the event is going to be
Me too. No way.
First human president since the invasion elected.
Okay, and is that light?
This has to do with yeah, I'm gonna say it's light. It's light and it's light.
I was first post-rebellion president elected. Is that it, or am I slightly off?
Human president.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. First human post. Yeah. And then Hasa gets a legacy.
Okay. The legacy is going to be. I should give this it's light, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So a legacy is going to be the adaptiveness of humanity with a small h.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let Brad type for a moment. But I'm simply going to make a humanity's resurgence
I think it's adapt.
thing. Event.
Okay, so my spell checker doesn't like adaptiveness or adaptivity.
Yeah, I was gonna think that it should be adaptive. Humanity's ability to adapt.
Okay. Sure.
Seems to have become a big thing, change and adaptation. Technology changes.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge theme throughout.
Okay, sweet. And the event I would like to create under humanity's resurgence is first pseudo-human born, where the humans and the vigilants have mated.
Yes. Gotta have that crossbreeding.
Definitely. I mean, maybe
key.
people like, I'm not holding it against anybody who likes a vigilance. I think that is totally acceptable if you prefer them emotionally dead. I'm sure it's very peaceful. It will lead to a great working relationship.
And you said first pseudo-human, or first? Should I just put like first human vigilance hybrid?
I call them pseudo-humans because that sounds better than human vigilance hybrid, but you can go whatever floats your boat.
It's your show.
Humulence or whatever.
Humulence.
You should call them humulent with a T at the end. First humulent born.
Do you want that instead of pseudo-human?
Yeah. Did I spell that correctly? Everything on the screen is so tiny.
Sorry. Because I.
Oh no, not that. It's like the laptop I'm using.
I see.
Set so that everything is like the.
And I
I
was
can
kind of zoomed
perfectly
out.
read Roll20 because I have it zoomed in, so I can perfectly read Roll20 because I just zoom in on whatever is going on. So that actually works really well. But then the chat is like
Super tiny.
Teeny tiny.
yeah.
Super
Okay.
tiny.
Cool.
Wow. Okay. So we, I guess we finished with time to spare. Focus.
Oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
It was.
Very cool.
It was really cool.
And
I think we created a pretty cool system with everything going on.
yeah, I would definitely read this YA book. You know?
Right?
Yeah, I mean, we should definitely consider turning this into, a short game.
For posterity, is this a light or dark event? It seems like light, but maybe not.
Light. Sure,
Okay.
make it light, definitely. Kind of adds this, human alien integration in a cool way. I think it fits everything in it. I like it.
Yeah.
It gives
Very
you
cool.
a few notes of okay, like this might happen after this. Eventually, humans and aliens merge into a new breed of magic and technology using creatures that both value freedom and emotional regulation.
And it seems like so some people outside the system, or maybe the humans, are just not taking anybody's guff as well. They're like messing with public figures in a way that is sort of impossible to control.
Oh yeah, that should totally be the humulence. Is that like which order is that? Yeah, I mean that could be the humulence that do that. If there's a significance
Could
between
be.
the resurgence and the ending period, and it could totally be the humulence that control prodigies and or that control humanity and vigilance. They could be the new order. I had a lot of fun.
I did too. This is good.
I love the just the kind of worlds that you create with Microscope are so amazing. Is it always like that, Brad? Or is there better and worse games?
I've certainly had worse games, but personally, I think they usually turn out really good. As long as the times when I've had a worse game is when I've been playing with people who don't either fully grok how to microscope or are not willing to let go of some of their creative control. And
I can see that going
to a poor experience.
Yeah, I can imagine that would mess with things. Although it'd be
right? It's very tempting to have this great idea and be like, oh, this could work out, and then just to forget about everybody else.
And then somebody blows up Atlantis.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Damn. They come back from the dead and that's like a GM trying to railroad.
Yep.
Except that players do it themselves then. Wow.
Exactly.
Player railroading. Again. Well, thank you guys. I had a great time.
Me too. I mean, they should stay away more often. I mean, we can totally create. We can go on from this and see what the Villains do in their new era and everything.
Be good.
write books about this setting and system.
But in the meantime, Kelsa, where can people find you?
Everywhere. On the internet. You can find me on Twitter at Kelsa or here on twitch.tv/Kelsa Delphi. I play a lot of role-playing games online. Usually I'm running Blades in the Dark during this time slot right here on RPGlory's channel. Also on Thursdays, starting tomorrow, I am going to be on Henley's channel, twitch.tv/Henley. We're going to be playing a game called Fulcrum, which is going to be modern day kind of superpowered people. So far, we don't know what our superpowers are going to be. We're going to roll it randomly on the stream during the first session, and I'm pretty excited.
That's wacky.
Your superpower
Fridays?
will be cleaning toilets. Do that with a
Yeah.
snap of your fingers.
With a vengeance.
I mean, that wouldn't be too bad because I hate cleaning toilets, so I'd be okay with that power.
And you can totally call yourself the purifier, right? So
And then Friday evenings at 5 p.m., I usually am over on AP Gaming Reels channel, where I play Mistborn, Mistborn Adventures, and Mistborn Alloy of Law, depending. And this week we are on a hiatus. They're going to be playing without me, so you can still come by and check it out. But I will not be there because I'm going to be in Seattle for Go Play Northwest, which means that I'm also missing my Saturday game this week. Normally on Saturdays, I am playing Blades in the Dark instead of running it over on Eric Vulgaris' channel. And then on Sunday evenings, usually, and again, not this week, I play board games with a Stenny. We rotate what board games we play using mostly Tabletop Simulator. But I love playing board games, as some people can sometimes see behind me. When it's not like super zoomed in on my face. But we play a huge variety of board games, and they're always a lot of fun. So, yeah, I stream a lot these days. That's me.
That is awesome. Very cool. And Hassa, where can people find you? Do you have any shout outs? Yada.
But here on Wednesdays, and definitely come watch us play Blades because it's awesome.
For sure.
Really enjoying that. Game is like, I'm so sad for when it's gonna end and I have to let go of LAN. I'm so much enjoying the game. It's so awesome. So yeah, just come back next Wednesday and we'll be playing Blades because like Microscope is cool, but I mean Blades.
Blades is better. I mean, I like Microscope, but Blades is better.
So, yeah.
All right, I think we all agree on that.
Yes.
There's no doubt.
Oh, I just realized. I mean, I'm not like disappointed about what we did because I had a good time, but I just realized we could have done like just a big flashback for Blades.
No.
And that could have worked out.
Flashback.
Yeah. That could have worked. Oh well.
It could have. I mean, especially because our characters know each other from the past. So that might have actually worked.
Yeah,
A good idea.
You know what might have.
For when players are away, is to have them play other characters in the same world. Like, heck, let's play some of the other like members from some of the other gangs for a bit and see how they deal with their problems or whatever. And then suddenly, we have an emotional connection to these gangs and these members, even if our characters don't. And there's this, more of a story depth without destroying, whatever else is going on.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a bunch of like contacts and friends and enemies, all sorts of NPCs that we really haven't delved into very much at all. Like we've been so focused on what our gang is doing right in the moment that it could be cool to flesh some of that out.
But
That
we
is
wasted
true.
our time playing a very, very fun game of
Yeah.
Microscope.
I don't want to say we wasted our time because
Oh,
I
we
had
didn't.
fun.
It was a lot of fun. I was being a little bit sarcastic. It was definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, so going forward, you can find me here on Saturday running some D&D, taking Waterdeep. On Sunday, I think I'm going to be running Eschaton, which is sort of far future humanist, but also comedic. But I'm not entirely certain of that. I had meant to verify that before now. And then we'll be back next week with Blades, which I'm totally looking forward to. So have a good one, everyone. Oh, and if you watched this and enjoyed it, but haven't followed already, please do, so I'll let you know when I go live. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good one.